What's good, YouTube? Nandyr94 here to bring you another episode of Anime Studio Simulator. In the last episode, our hunt for voice actors began for the anime we're making, Cloak Case, mystery genre anime. Without further ado, let's get straight back into this game. I am fresh out of blah 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 blah. Apparently I'm fresh out of words too, but But without further ado, let's get into the game. I'm fresh out of recording the last episode to go up at the moment. Thanks for clarifying. I thought our pacing was good, but it seems that I was wrong. We need to step things up. What is the animation process like anyway? I always assumed it was simple, but since so much anime is produced all the time, I guess there's a lot that goes into it. Layouts, keyframes, in between animation. Shunsuke holds up his hand. Slow down, mind explaining these things? It should help me better with the storyboards if I understand better. Well, layouts are what we've been doing with the storyboards. The director decides how to present the scenes, what angles to use. Right, I knew that part. This is why we needed to include so many details. Yuko is going to help the team with keyframes, which means she'll sketch out what the animation itself should look like. In other words, the movements, how one pose leads into another, for example. Yes, but it also includes color, shadows, highlights. It's the most critical part of the process. If all that's included, it sounds like a full animation to me. Well, hang on a minute. She turns towards the desk where Yuko sits, hard at work on her art. Yuko, do you have any of the key animation sketches done? I've only begun working with the animation team. I drew a few for practice, but they'll do. Can I borrow them? Oh, sure. She hands Yukari a few sketches and watches curiously as Yukari holds them up. Okay, these sketches show how the animation should go, but imagine how it would look if it went straight through these frames, so with nothing else. It would be awkward and jerky. Exactly, these are the key frames, but they're missing frames in between. That's why the animators need to take care of the in-between animation. She hands the sketches back to Yuko. Thank you. No problem. Do you want to get involved with animation work, Shunsuke? I'm trying to understand it better. Anyway, after that, the final step will be to paint the animations onto cells. Cells? Cells. It's short for celluloids. A cell is a transparent sheet used for hand-drawn animations. Computer animation is more common now, but for Cloak Case, we're using cells. That's right, the outlines are painted first in black, and then the color is added. Then we'll add the special effects. It's much more complicated than I expected. It's not really so bad. Come on, I'll tell you more. As Shunsuke follows Yuko back to her desk to discuss the animation process in further detail, Yukari watches them with a hint of pride. When they first started working on Cloak Case, she thought she'd have never pictured those two engaged in an excited conversation the way they are now. You look happy. I love this team so much. You're not going to start spouting greeting card cliches, are you? Yukari laughs. Don't worry, I'm not at that point yet. It's that yet that worries me. You're all just such wonderful team members. I'd be lost without a single one of you. We're definitely veering into greeting card territory. It's the truth! Aw, Yukari, you've come so far, huh? What's that supposed to mean? You're so much better with people now. I've always been a people person. You've always been social and outgoing, but I used to worry you focused so much on the bigger picture you missed seeing people as individuals. That explains a few things. Huh? It explains what? What do you mean? Never mind. I should get back to work anyway. Yukari frowns after her and opens her mouth to ask again, but then Mayumi taps her on the shoulder. By the way, we're one step closer to having voice actors. Really? That's great. I spent all day talking to agents. We've got a few promising candidates lined up. That's fantastic. Keep me updated, okay? Of course. And Yukari? Yeah? Don't worry about what we said earlier. I think you've grown as a person, that's all. Thanks. Actually, I think our whole team is much stronger than when we started. That I definitely agree with. Who could that be? It's our investor, what should I do? Answer it, of course! Yukari stares at the phone, frozen with dread. Why would the investor call? Ignoring our investor is probably a terrible idea. My guess is he wants to check up on our progress on Cloak Case. Just talk to the man! Okay, I'll be right back. She leaves the studio and heads towards the staircase so that her phone conversation won't disturb the others at their work. Then she braces herself and answers. Hello? Hello, Yukari. Are you free to meet up for tea this afternoon? Yes, I'm free. Should we meet at the usual place? That sounds fine. I'll see you later then. So, what did he want? He wants to meet up for afternoon tea. See, he'll ask for updates on the project. Don't worry about it. We've made a lot of progress on the art and storyboards. Plus, you can tell him about our deal with Kibachi Studio. I'll bet he'll be thrilled to know that. You know, now that you mention it, things have been moving along smoothly, haven't they? Let's try to maintain the status quo. Hear, hear! And that means we shouldn't waste time chit-chatting. Back to work, everyone. During the afternoon, Yukari heads to a cafe for her appointment with the investor. This time, he's already there when she arrives. Hello, sorry to keep you waiting. Not at all, I only arrived a few moments ago. I can't stay for long, though. I have an appointment later, so we'll have to cut this meeting short. How's the production going for Cloak Case? We're doing decently. We clinched a deal with Kibachi Studio last week. We made good progress in regards to the art and storyboards. That's great. I thought you might need my help to outsource the animation work since it's pretty complicated. May I give you some advice? Of course. Kibachi Studio, the last I heard of them, they were in the gutter due to the failure of their most recent anime. I heard about that. It was an adaptation of a light novel, right? Yes, and fans on the internet were in an uproar over Kibachi Studio destroying the story. Quite frankly, it was a train wreck, and no studio will touch the series now. I'd recommend you steer clear of Kibachi Studio, but since you already signed the contract, I suppose there's no choice. They've produced a number of hit titles too, and their prices are competitive compared to other studios. You're right, but if I were in your shoes, I wouldn't take such a big risk. Don't worry, I'm keeping a close eye on Kibachi Studio to make sure nothing goes wrong. We can handle it. I'll leave that up to your judgment then. You know, I kind of like that because you can see the small facial, animations as the dialogue's going, and that is beautiful. Just the way they do that. Anyway, there's one more reason I called you here. I think this is a good time to start marketing Cloak Case to hype it up. Yes, our writer was interested in that. We've also done a little pre-release marketing through social networks. That only goes so far. A larger push will help Cloak Case receive the attention it needs. Remember, a small studio like yours won't have the name recognition to attract fans to Cloak Case from the start. With proper marketing campaign, you can catch people's attention. Yukari nods. They'll need to work hard to win an audience for Cloak Case. On the other hand, not only will they have to dip into their funds, but they'll also need to put in the time and effort to promote it. It's just my advice. What do you think? You know what? Marketing. Time to start. See, that is why I made the decision to not go too overboard with the budget spending on the voice actors. That's why I went for the middle ground instead of the bottom freelancers costing $5. And this way we both have some form of quality and we'll still have funds left over. You're right, we need to start marketing, and this is the best time to do it. We'll get started immediately. I'm glad to hear it. Contact me if you need any help. I look forward to hearing more about your progress in the future. However, I need to leave now. Good luck, Yukari. She shakes his hand. Thank you. Hey, Mayumi, is something wrong? You seem troubled today. Thanks, Yukari. I'm glad you noticed. I'm in a bit of financial trouble. Oh, fuck me running. My uncle had a stroke, and our family can't afford the healthcare costs. Do you have any ideas on how I can get some money? Oh no, thank you for telling me. That only leaves us with $2. Have you tried getting a loan from your bank? Not yet. I I've heard that bank loans are pretty reasonable nowadays. Give it a try. Blow smoke up somebody else's ass, Yukari. Okay. Shunsuke, do you have a minute? Yes. When I spoke to our investor yesterday, he suggested we begin a marketing campaign for Club Case. That's a great idea. Do you want to handle it? I know you are interested in marketing. Absolutely, I'll step up our internet advertising, run some online ads, look into prices for marketing managers. Once the animation is far along, we can even create a trailer. Sounds like you've put a lot of thought into this already. I have. Marketing is critical to Club Case's success, after all. Great, let me know if you need anything. She returns to her desk, satisfied that she left the task in capable and enthusiastic hands. Hey, Yukari, I hired our major voice actors. Awesome, who are they? Night-Sin will voice Hideki. What he lacks in experience, he makes up for in enthusiasm. It's like he's waited all his life to play a detective. Meanwhile, Shuzei gave a stellar audition for Megumi's part. She has perfect chemistry with Natsun to play Hideki's assistant. I also cast Bradley as Shin. Just to warn you, when he gets in character, he really gets in character. It feels like our antagonist leapt out of the script and into reality. That sounds amazing! Of course, this isn't the full cast, but they're the most critical roles right now. Now that we have voice actors, they'll need to record their lines. I think next Friday is a good time to head to the recording studio. What do you think? Friday sounds good to me. What recording studio did you pick? Noyokyo Studio. They're quite close to our office, and their equipment is brand new. I researched their studio, and the reviews are overwhelmingly positive. Cool, I've never been to a recording studio before, so this should be an eye-opening experience for me. You betcha! She returns to her desk, and Yukari looks over her own work. Today's focus should be on... Let me check the anime status. Move my camera over here a little bit. See, plot is decent, but we need to start working on character development too. Animation's getting good, so's background. Voice acting. Opening and ending and soundtrack. Okay. Animation. While she doesn't have direct involvement with the animations process, Yukari looks over everything Kibachi Studio has done so far to make sure it's on track with her vision for Club Case. Once again, everyone gathers at the restaurant in the evening. It's become a comfortable part of their routine. Hey, Yukari, mind if we talk business for a moment? Sure, what's up? You know, Kibachi Studio had some problems in the past, right? Yeah, our investor brought it up too. A couple of years ago, I was a fan of an anime series that went downhill that was eventually cancelled. The problem? Bad management and outsourced animation studio. We can't let that happen to Club Case, okay? Don't worry, we won't. Despite her confident words, she can't help but feel worried. Maybe she'll keep an even closer eye on Kibachi Studio than she planned. Great, sorry to bring it up now. Enough business. Let's focus on dinner. Sumiko claps her hands together and smiles at the group. Alright, who's looking forward to the new episode of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure tonight? Hint, if you aren't, you're wrong. Don't mind her, she gets obsessive over her favorite anime. You're one to talk. If you draw any more Berserk fan art, our house will hit the quota for most Berserk fan art allowed under one roof. You're a Berserk fan too, Yuko? I wouldn't have guessed. I love it. Wait, too? You're a fan? Yes, but the manga is far superior. I agree. I actually read the manga, and the manga is fucking awesome. It's enthralling. Like, yes, there are dark themes, but it's... The name of the fucking manga is called Berserk. Which makes it awesome, but it helps that the protagonist carries a sword that is massive compared to him. Why am I not surprised surprised to hear the writer say that. Hey, he's writing our anime. He better not be too biased towards manga. I'm not biased at all. The manga is better. It's a simple fact. I'll have to read it sometime. Yes, you will. Is that in order? Maybe. Wow. Cut me some slack. Back in school, I was always recommending books and shows to people. Most of them ignored me. I feel you there, Shunsuke. I've actually recommended a lot of shows to friends. Even family members, too. As well as books. Some of them ignored me. Others actually did pick up the books that I asked them to check out. Even other members of the literature club ignored me. Wait, you were the one who tried to start a new club to analyze the influence of classic writers and mythology on popular anime? Yes. Did you know how many members the club had? 1. Me. I was interested, but I didn't want to be the first person to join. Shunsuke throws his hands up in the air. Well, fuck it, then. And Yukari can't help but laugh. Imagine if there were a dozen other people all waiting for someone else to join Shunsuke's crazy little club first. I'll try it again once Club Case is popular. What does that have to do with anything? People will be eager to join a discussion club hosted by the lead writer of Club Case. First up, we'll analyze Death Note and Steins Gate. Well, I wouldn't be opposed to analyzing Death Note. I've been told to watch Steins Gate, but I've been putting that off because my list is starting to become a fucking scroll. And by scroll, I mean literally, if I printed out the list or whatever, it would go from probably the top of my desk, probably into the next room. Ah! Now you've done it. She likes Steins Gate even more than Berserk. The visual novel is superior, though. Your bias extends to visual novels, too? Well, he is the writer! It's not bias. Again, it's a simple fact. I am 100% with you, man. I wanted to start a similar club in school. I thought it would be neat to analyze the use of musical themes in anime stories. You really loved that musical piano thing, didn't you? Musical piano thing? What? Oh, you mean your lie in April? Yes. Musical piano thing. Really, Yukari? I couldn't remember the name. Anyway, what's with you guys wanting to analyze everything? Doesn't anyone but me watch anime just for fun? Me, I do. You can analyze things and have fun at the same time. You know how I got into that anime originally? Pokemon. Just try to analyze that. Well, you could. I think that can be arranged. What do you think, Yuko? Definitely. Third anime lined up for our discussion club? Sounds perfect. Thanks for the suggestion, Yukari. Okay. I've lately become a fan of Food Wars. There's no way you can... Yes! Food Wars! One of my favorite animes of recent. I fucking love Shokugeki no Soma. Delving into deeper themes of that show should be quite interesting. You people drive me crazy. Oops. But even as she says it, she knows there's no place she'd rather be than with her team. Good shit. Awesome writing. Except there are some times where your script had repeated itself, and I'll bring this up in the review. It's the weekend. What will you do? Well, first, before it goes away, she's good on happiness, proficiency. I'm gonna raise funds. After browsing for fundraising ideas, because the next time they ask me that, I'm going to visit Kimachi Studio. Yukari creates a fan page where fans interested in Club Case will be able to make small donations. It might not produce too many results, but a passive way is needed to increase funds is exactly what they need. We got $10 back. That's awesome. Anime status. I want to focus on the plot a little more, but I also want to do character development. So let's see. It won't let us do the fucking plot thing. Storyboard, voice acting, animation. You need to do that. That's done for that. Because I'm not 100% done. Character development and plot and animation. Then the opening and ending. And voice it. Actually, I've only got $2 left in my name. I'll be heading over to Kobachi Studio now to get some updates on their progress. Hopefully that didn't fuck us. The prospect thrills her. She'll finally be able to see her storyboards come to life. What will the key animation frames look like? Will the animation be like she imagined it? She can barely breathe from anticipation. Alright, that looks like a good enough spot as any to end this episode of Anime Studio Simulator. If you liked and enjoyed, please leave a like down below. Subscribe. We want to see more. Please comment. At least let me know what your guys' thoughts are on this, or my sudden shifts into accidentally voice acting without trying to, because honestly I know it sounds shitty because I don't have a proper actual microphone here or anything. Anyway, as always, have a wonderful day.